What's up, guys? Over the last 2 years, I've increased my testosterone levels by 400% naturally. Yes, it's completely possible to increase your testosterone multiple times over completely naturally. And I have the tangible blood lab results to prove it. I took blood labs 2 years ago, and at that time, my testosterone levels were 194 nanograms per deciliter. And this is the measurement of total testosterone. At this time in my life, it was a challenging time. I was not sleeping well. I was going through some hard times. I was uncertain in my current situation. There was a lot of chaos going on. I knew that I felt a little off, but I didn't realize that my testosterone levels were so low. So it's really cool that I have these results from 2 years ago, and now I have the updated results from just 2 weeks ago, where my testosterone levels are now at 763 nanograms per deciliter. This is an increase of 393%. This is an astounding increase in testosterone levels that I was able to achieve just through adding certain things, eliminating certain things, and then modifying my current lifestyle. I'm going to unpack all of this in this episode for you, where I'm going to dive deep into what I actually did to increase my testosterone levels by 400%. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I encourage you to please subscribe and like this video. You can also find the free resources in the link in the description below. I have my free testosterone optimization course. I also have the free guide to semen retention, along with the Breathe Into Your Balls meditation. So you can find those free resources and my other offers in the link in the description below. Let's get started. So 2 years ago, when my testosterone levels were at 194 nanograms per deciliter, I knew that I needed to make changes. So I began with eliminating certain things. I eliminated excessive ejaculation. This is on the lines of semen retention. I didn't eliminate it completely, but I was more mindful about the frequency of how often and how I was ejaculating. This can make a big difference in your testosterone levels, along with all of your other hormones. I go deeper into this in the Ultimate Guide of Semen Retention, along with the free testosterone optimization course. The other thing that I eliminated was exposure to endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDCs. These EDCs will bind to the receptors in your body, and they will disrupt your hormone production. They will disrupt your estrogen, your testosterone, your progesterone, your cortisol. The list goes on. And these products, these EDCs, can be difficult to avoid because they're so prevalent in today's society. We find them in our environment. We find them in our body care products, our shampoos, our deodorants, our toothpaste. The list goes on. The best thing that you can do to eliminate these EDCs is to choose products that are more natural. Products that are free of phthalates, of PBAs, choosing products that avoid plastics, avoiding seed oils. Eliminating these things will help you to avoid EDCs and help you to more normalize your hormones. This is something that I've been a lot more aware of over the last 2 years. I've bought water filters. I've spent a little bit more money on body care products that don't have these endocrine disrupting chemicals in it. So the first thing that I did was to eliminate certain things, to eliminate excessive ejaculation and to eliminate exposure to these endocrine disrupting chemicals. Next, we're going to talk about things that I added. I added certain supplements to my regimen, supplements such as Tongat Ali, Fidosia agrestis, ashwagandha, stinging nettle, zinc, magnesium. Using these supplements have been scientifically proven to increase your testosterone levels. This is in terms of your total testosterone along with your free testosterone. I go into depth in the free testosterone optimization course on the specific dosages that I used, along with the specific protocol of supplementation that I use to increase my testosterone levels naturally. The other thing that I added was certain biohacks. Biohacks including certain light exposure and certain cold exposure. The light exposure therapy I used was red light therapy and infrared light therapy. And I'm still actually currently using these strategies that I'm talking about here today. What I used was red light therapy on the testicles along with infrared light therapy on the testicles. I would do this daily, at least 3 to 5 times a week for about 20 minutes at a time. The other thing that I used was cold exposure. I've talked at length in the testosterone optimization course, along with my programs, on how if the testicles get overheated, it will cause your testosterone levels to decrease and will cause your fertility to decrease as well. One of the best ways that we can increase our testosterone levels naturally is just by cooling the testicles. Today, many men will use underwear such as polyester underwear or other synthetic fabrics, which will cause the testicles to hold extra heat. This overheating of the testicles causes damage to the testicles. And in fact, overheating of the testicles is one of the number one ways that athletes and otherwise healthy men will notice their testosterone levels and their fertility being lower as a result of overheating of the testicles. So simply keeping the testicles cooler is going to allow them to function more naturally. There's a reason that they hang down away from the body, and this is because keeping them away from the body allows them to dissipate heat easier. So if you want to increase your testosterone levels naturally, you're going to want to be aware of keeping your testicles more cooler. Because, for example, many men will use a sauna, and I use an infrared sauna. And if you're not mindful of the temperature of your testicles while you're in the sauna, this can easily overheat your testicles. So while the sauna may be a great thing and has its benefits for testosterone and for growth hormone, if your testicles overheat in the sauna, this is actually a negative effect of being in the sauna. So a tip for using the sauna and keeping your testicles cooler is to use a cold washcloth over top of your testicles while you're in the sauna. This is going to help them to stay cool, and this is going to keep the heat away from your testicles. And finally, let's talk about the things that I modified in my day-to-day regimen in order to increase my testosterone levels by 400%. We can look at this in terms of our habits, in the way that we eat, in the way that we move, in the way that we sleep. In terms of my eating, I eliminated processed foods, and by eating healthier foods, to eat more meat, to get quality fats, to get the right building blocks to synthesize testosterone, help to support my body to actually create testosterone. Because if, say, you have somebody that's eating a vegetarian-based diet, they're not getting exposure to the right kinds of protein, the right amounts of cholesterol, the right amounts of fats that their body needs to increase testosterone. So I cleaned up my diet. That was one of the first things that I modified, was cleaning up the diet from processed foods, eating more meat, good quality meat that's grass-fed, that's without antibiotics, choosing foods that are unprocessed, choosing foods that are going to have better levels of cholesterol, good quality fats. This way that my body could actually have the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients, the compounds that it needs to actually synthesize testosterone. The next thing that I did was I modified my training. 2 years ago, at that time in my life, I had undergone a back injury where I herniated some lumbar discs. At this point, I was essentially paralyzed in one leg for about 4 months where I couldn't train. At this time, it was a very difficult time because I wasn't able to dissipate the stress that was building up in my body. So I was under more stress, and I didn't have my major outlet of training to actually be able to reduce my stress. So at this time in my life, I dramatically modified the way that I was moving and training. I was more focused on rehabbing my back injury, overcoming the disc herniations, and I was using some of the strategies like blood flow restriction, different core engagement exercises, breathing exercises such as breathing into your balls, using these strategies to help to mitigate my stress. Over these last 2 years, I've slowly ramped up my training back to a more consistent schedule, where I'm now in the gym 5-6 days a week, doing more of a testosterone optimization training protocol. I lay all of that out in length at the free testosterone optimization course, where I talk about the protocols of the 6x10 testosterone optimization training program. So you can dive deeper into that in the free course. I'll go into those protocols, but just know that I modified my training quite dramatically over the last 2 years, and it hasn't been a complete linear progression. There's been highs, there's been lows, but overall the trajectory has slowly been going up. So I've slowly been ramping this up over the last 2 years, and it's been a whole process to work through. Now, the final habit that I modified was my sleep. I tend to be the type that overworks. I'll work late into the evening. I'll wake up early in the morning, and I would sacrifice sleep in order to do this. And while there's going to be seasons where I'll need to work like that to get things done, it was not sustainable. And this was affecting my hormones. This was affecting my mental well-being, my physical recovery, and just my emotional groundedness as a whole. So when I began to prioritize more sleep, I began to rest more. This reduced my stress, and this allowed my body to actually make the hormones that it needs to make. Because our hormones, such as testosterone, our growth hormone, a lot of these things are released when we sleep. This is when our body repairs and when it synthesizes many of these hormones. If we're sacrificing sleep, or if our sleep is not dialed in with our circadian rhythm, we're going to be missing those key components that we need to actually make our hormones. So, as silly as it may seem, we definitely want to prioritize sleep. And this was one of the things for me that helped me to recover through the injury, to increase my testosterone levels, and to be able to actually train and show up on a daily basis at a high level. Now, a powerful tool that I use to track my sleep is the Oura Ring. What this does is it tracks your sleep phases. It tracks your recovery, your heart rate variability, your body temperature, your breathing through the night, and so much more. This is a powerful tool that allows me to track my sleep and give me the metrics that I need in order to see how am I sleeping throughout the night. It gives me my sleep phases, and it helps me to be able to dial in my sleep and my rest and my recovery to be more aligned with circadian rhythm and the natural rhythms of the wake and night cycles. Now, I've used the Oura Ring for over 5 years now, and it's such a powerful tool that I've included it in the offer for all of the men that enroll in the Executive Gains program. This is something that allows me to see their sleep data, their rest, their recovery, and help them to dial in how they're showing up on a day-to-day basis. So the things that we want to modify: your eating, your training, and your sleeping. And this now brings us full circle to how I increase my testosterone levels by 400% naturally. I've done this through eliminating certain things, by adding certain things, and then by modifying my habits on a day-to-day basis. By doing these 3 different things and going a little deeper into each of these 3 sections, you can dial in how you show up on a day and a night basis to help support your body to normalize your testosterone levels naturally. I lay all of this out in the free testosterone optimization course, and you can get access to this course for free right now by going to the link in the description below. You can get that free course along with the ultimate guide to semen retention, the breathe into your balls meditation, along with all of my other offers in the link in the description below. I encourage you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more dope ass content coming soon. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below, and I'll talk to you soon.